Why, Heidi ho, Heidi ho. So, the message for today, we're going to go back to the tree of life, circle of life, which is also the circle of death and the tree of death. So, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. When we took the fruit, we died, and we were covered with these suits, flesh suits, the mark of the beast, the evil inclination, the reptilian mind, called the Yetzirah in Hebrew. How we attach ourselves to the material of this material plane of existence is ultimately how we're going to come back into the circle of life if we have to come back in. So we may just go to our Ima Abba once we have learned our lessons. Otherwise, we're going to come back in and have to do a tikkun and rectify whatever we did in our past life. So that's the circle of life. We're always doing a rectification. So, following what wicked men do, and the creditors, which would be the bankers, the parasites that have no soul, the NPCs, non-player characters, following what they tell you to do is considered wicked. So you have a right to alter or abolish any man who believes he has a right to own you or rule over you. Now, if a man wants to be your leader, then he's going to lead in a righteous way, in a just way. So, on this portion of land, the original men who created the documents did a good thing with the documents they created, but they were also wicked in the same sense. Because the creditors came along and they convinced you that there were certain people on the land that were deplorables, as some of them like to say, or savages, or because they dared to live with Hashem, God, Allah, the All, my Ima Abba. Whatever name you want to ascribe to our Ima Abba, masculine and feminine gender. So they didn't believe in ownership. They knew they were caretakers. They were stewards of what belongs to what they view as the grandfather spirit. And others call our Father in heaven. But it's Ima Abba, mother and father. So you already know that these things exist. So you call Mother Nature, Mother Earth. Our Ima Abba are Echad, one, infinitum. From the beginning to the end, all the way down to an atom, masculine, feminine gender. And they create thought that is us, currency, the energy that all of us exist in, magnetism, magnetic permeability. The spooky action at a distance between two particles, that's us. So, anyway, back to the tree of life and how we attach ourselves to either the tree of life or the tree of death. When we fear other men, not our Ima Abba. So, when other men can shut the world down, those creditors, those bankers that believe they have authority and power over you, but you grant them authority and power when you kowtow to their dictates, which makes it a dictatorship. So that's all around the world. That's not just on one portion of land. That's the whole world right now. It's being run by the ear of Rav, the mixed multitude, the synagogue of Satan, the church of Satan, the mosque of Satan, the temples of Satan. These are all wicked men that live in the Yetzirah, the evil inclination. Psychopaths, sociopaths, people suffering from situational narcissism and true narcissistic tendencies. So anyway, they can shut the whole world down. That tells you that they are all in the same group. They can have their own currency or change currencies, New World Order. That tells you that they're already all in one group. It's all Kili Koha'adets. It's all our Ima Abba's land. But they have complete control over it. So Hasatan rules over the world. And until HaMashiach rules over the world, which would be righteousness, this is going to be the nature of your king. Get it? So in 1 Samuel, we're told, they're not denying you, Samuel, which would be the priestly class. They're not denying you, Samuel. They're denying me, and this will be the nature of their king. You're going to plow his fields. Your women will bake his breads, and your sons will fight his wars. So no, there are no holy wars happening right now on this land, no matter what anybody says. If you're looking for King Mashiach, and you believe it's David Hamelech's lineage, then you're looking for a king of the flesh. Pure and simple. And this will be the nature of your king. So, some of my brothers and sisters inherit the land because that's what they choose. They don't inherit our imava, but out of this side of their mouth, they'll believe they inherit our imava, but out of this side of their mouth, they'll say, I own the land. So that's your wickedness. That's your curse. So anyway, that's why you can be beguiled, because you're greedy for gain. Greedy for gain to own what belongs to Hashem. You even want to make a name for yourself. Many of us do, and we'll call ourselves by the name given to the land. Claim to live in mailboxes and postal addresses instead of just living on the land and not having to name it, or to claim a postal address, or to sign documents with that Gregorian calendar date. So it has to also do with our own haughtiness and wickedness, and the Yetzer Hara leading us. That's why you have to remove the ego of the beast and realize that you are nothing more than what came from Adamah, which would be atoms. You're the spooky action at a distance, and there's nothing wrong with that. Actually, it's a glorious thing when you give everything back up to our Imava and quit claiming ownership of it and a right to own and rule over others. God bless. Much love.